Hi, I'm Gretchen with USA Loves Manufacturing, and I'm here in beautiful Greenville, South Carolina. I'm visiting with International Plastics. They're a manufacturer and distributor for flexible packaging, and I'm really excited to be here. I'm speaking with Roger Throckmorton. He's the Chief Branding Officer, and again, I'm looking forward to talking to him today. Hi Roger, how are you?
Great, Gretchen. I appreciate you taking the time out to come up here and see what we're about.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. So tell me a little bit about International Plastics, how long you've been here, and a couple of other good pieces of information.
Sure, yeah. Well, it started in 1964 by J.R. McClure. He was a Baptist minister at the time, but he had a family that he needed to provide for, so he got into providing cone-shaped bags, plastic bags, for the textile industry. And so that was a much needed thing, and textiles were very big at that time in South Carolina and the whole Southeast. And so he saw a need, and he was able to fulfill that and help provide for his family. I've been here since 1998, so about a third of its existence, and it's a family-owned business. And what drew me to here was that I really was in tune with their foundational principles and something I could get behind and really feel like I could be a part of.
Sure.
The customer service has always been their primary goal, and
very important.
It is extremely important, and especially now with the internet and so on, and just having an e-commerce site that a lot of people are just churning and burning, and they don't take care of customers. Like somebody calls in and they're talking to a live person immediately. We are making sure that we're taking care of the customer's needs and really hoping to see what may be potential other issues that we can help solve for them and so on. So that's what I really appreciate about the business model here.
Well, so tell me a little bit about flexible packaging and what the applications are out in the industry.
Sure. That's a great question, because before I got here, I didn't even know what flexible packaging was.
Yeah, I know just a little bit.
Yeah, and you don't realize, or at least I didn't, how diverse and incredibly useful and in day-to-day lives. I mean, from the bags that are in cereal boxes to little Ziploc bags to polyfilm to your dog treats.
Everywhere, really.
It is everywhere. Stretch film. You go through the grocery store and there's probably not a single item in there that doesn't have some sort of flexible packaging. But just industry-wide too, one of the other items that's really neat about International Plastics is we love helping mom and pops, because we were there, and so that is in our lifeblood. Like, hey, we know what it's like to be small, and you can't find what you're looking for, maybe, or you have to order way more than you need. Where International Plastics, you can order one case of something, and that's all that this mom and pop needed. So that's really crucial.
Yeah, it really is. That can make a huge difference, because as they're growing, like you said, initially they may not need a huge amount, and that's a lot of their overhead to have to put that in the beginning. So that's a huge benefit.
Yes, yeah, and we empathize with that. So we want to be a provider for that, because if we can help them succeed, we are going to succeed.
Sure. Well, and that kind of goes back to the whole, idea that you're focused on the customer service piece, because you are looking at more of a consulting versus just, this is the way it is.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right, exactly. And responsiveness. I mean, we will respond very quickly to a customer's needs. And so that's part of the customer service. And you don't find that much. I mean, you call Amazon, or you can't even necessarily call Amazon. And I mean, so.
That's true. It's like, may I have your blood type?
Yeah, right, exactly.
That really is how you feel these days. And it is hard to get to a specific person. So when you're a company, and you are providing that, it can make a huge difference.
Yes,
for sure.
And one of the things, Gretchen, that's really nice about International Plastics is you kind of have a dedicated sales rep that is kind of your person, so you're not just being transferred around. You know, if they're busy or whatever, then someone else can help you. But really, you're kind of their person, and they're going to be helping you.
So you manufacture in Texas at
Yes.
your location in
Yeah,
Texas.
one of them. Yes.
Right, and then you obviously are a distributor.
Yes.
And you are in Greenville, South Carolina. The
Yes.
distributor, you're distributing out of this location.
Yes, that's
So
correct.
you're nationwide.
We are, yes,
Okay.
we are. We've kind of explored the possibilities of going overseas or offshoring business, not jobs, but business. And so the problem with that is shipping becomes so astronomically expensive that usually the person or the company doesn't want to pay for something like that. And we will refer them to a local business in their area that can provide whatever it is they're looking for.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I know that you were actually considered an essential business like myself,
Right.
and you know that was actually a big piece of what was going on the last few months. So what was that like, and what was your role in that?
Yeah, well, and it probably people would be surprised to think of flexible packaging as an essential business, but if they look at, again, the products that are so prevalent, and one of those things would be t-shirt bags or thank you bags or to-go bags for restaurants and so on.
Everything.
Yeah, they are. Grocery stores, everything.
You were actually one of the key businesses for COVID with everything that you really put out there.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So one of the thank you bags was obviously something everybody kind of saw, and it's still really seen because not all restaurants are dine-in. There's still a lot of them that are takeout only, and so that allows that barrier between the restaurant staff, the restaurant itself, and then customers. So it keeps everybody healthy still and doesn't allow the germs to be, or the virus to be passed, and so on. And so that's a very beneficial type thing, and a lot of states actually that had banned plastic bags have lifted those bans so that we can go ahead, or they can go ahead and conduct business, because we've got to keep the economy going. And so I think it's played a crucial role, just the thank you bags. But one of the other interesting things are these Ziploc bags, and a lot of people were putting the mask in those and either distributing them or selling them or what have you. And they were just like, hey, I don't care what size it is, I don't care how thick it is, we need it.
Right.
And so we would be sending those out. But then also one of the big things are lab specimen bags. And what those are, people in the industry and medical industry would understand what those are, but for the everyday consumer or that goes to the doctor's office or what have you, those would be the things that a specimen cup would go into. And
Like a Ziploc.
yeah, and it does. It has a zip on it, but there's 3 walls, and so it's kind of like a normal bag. But then on the front side, that's where you can actually put. It has like a little pocket, and you can put the paperwork for the patient.
Right.
And so it keeps everything organized, but it then also keeps the cup sterile from that paperwork or somebody touching that or so on. So
Makes sense.
yeah.
Well, I flew to Pennsylvania a couple weeks ago, and you know, usually the snack and the water, whatever, they disperse out. But what they did is they brought, you know, a baggie, the sealed bag, and inside it was the water, the snack, and you know that allowed people to at least have something if they needed it, and it was crucial. And also, I've heard that even though now a lot of states are opening up,
Yes.
a lot of restaurants have gone to a model where they are saying they're going to be strictly takeout
Oh, really?
and delivery, and they used to be dine-in, and that's what they're going to move to. So we may see this as the new normal.
Yeah.
And there again, you know, bags are crucial.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. And I really feel for the restaurant, whole food service industry. And even one of the interesting things too are like schools, because they were providing a lot of children's meals. And so they were very, it is, and so they were very dependent on that. And so now when kids weren't in school, well, they still had all this food in the school. They still had food on the way. Well, that'd be a shame to let that rot or go to waste or what have you. And so they were able, because of plastic bags and so on, they were able to go ahead and distribute that food and not go to waste and fill a much needed need for these kids and their families.
And well, I've always, when I use the plastic bags, I reuse them constantly. And I mean, that's a big piece of like having like a smaller trash bag, or you don't necessarily always want to put everything in your trash at home if it's going to, like, if you're making something that may not seafood or whatever. So I've always reused them, and that is kind of like a recycling in a lot of ways. And a lot of the bags, they break down quicker now, correct?
They do, and it depends. Some are corn starch based. They don't quite have the integrity, meaning they might tear easier or what have you. But there are additives that are coming down in price that actually will allow a bag to go into a landfill and decompose completely, because the enzymes or the bacteria, microbes will come and start breaking that bag down, and it breaks it down completely. But it's an added expense. So there's a little bit of a growing pain there, where some people, they just don't want to pay that extra whatever amount it is to facilitate something like that.
Yeah, I could see that. But what I see more and more with a lot of even corporations at a smaller level is everyone's thinking diversity. Everyone's thinking sustainability. And of course, with everything with COVID, it's really brought to mind the whole reshoring even more so. So all of those factors, I mean, initially we have where the price is driven up because yes, it's a USA product possibly, or sustainability, like you said. But more and more that we bring that into our supply chain, it's going to drop the price down. And it really comes down to people adopting a new culture, and it will drive that price down. And that's the type of thing we really need to get out to people and educate people. Because it's a better tomorrow for everyone. A better tomorrow for the world. And the pricing, it's worth it.
It is.
What do we spend our money on anyway?
And the bags are going to be purchased. I mean, those aren't going away. And if we can make them that much more attractive, all the better. And so we're leaving a better footprint for our children's children, really. So I mean, I think you brought up some just brilliant and great points, and it's very difficult to try and educate the populace when we're fighting the battle of single-use bags. So.
Well, I think a lot of it comes down to who do we get our information from? Not to make not to make this political or anything. But I think with media, they always want to vilify plastics. And that's always been a big thing for the last few years. But there are, from what you guys say, there are a lot of things that are being done technologically every day for plastics to not be what they were 2, 5, 10 years ago.
Exactly. And the one product that we're excited about is Enzo Restore. And I know the automotive sector, they're possibly looking at that because more and more car parts are being made out of plastic. And if you put the additive in something like that, well, that's going to allow those things to break down. So again, it's actually a very good way to approach business.
And I guess that's the thing to look at is technology, and especially the disruptive world we're living in. We're going to a new revolution. We're not in industrial or technological. We're moving to this new revolution we really don't know yet with AI and robotics, and it's really bringing about this whole level of products and services that we've never seen. So the growth is there, the technology. So I'm excited to see what happens in the plastics industry for sure.
Oh yeah, I that a simple plastic bag is actually pretty complex.
Exactly.
So
Sounds like
yeah,
it.
no, I think robotics, plastic bags, automotive, aerospace, just all over the place. Technology is not going away anytime
No.
soon.
We're in the next wave.
Yes, for
For
sure.
sure.
Yeah,
Jinx.
yeah.